We are in Vegas, baby. Sin City. Technically doing a sin today. Gluttony?
Gluttony.
That's one of the 7 deadly sins, is it?
I guess so.
Hallelujah.
We're going to the Caesar's Palace buffet today. It's actually the most expensive buffet in Las Vegas. It is called the Bacchanal Buffet. I wanted to know what Bacchanal meant, so I simply Googled it.
It's a noun, first of all, and it's an occasion of wild and drunken revelry. Drunken on all that food, though. It's gonna bring us out of a sober state, that's for sure.
When you eat so much that you actually feel like you're hallucinating.
No, that's the goal.
After walking through the big mess that is a Vegas hotel, all the smoke, all of the little yawn smells that you get, we made it to the buffet. I'm pretty sure everyone was in this line, but we were in the diamond line.
I'm not kidding. Up until this point, I thought we were special for being in that line, but everyone was in that line. Say it's called a regular line, the diamond line.
It's about $80 a person for this dinner buffet.
We gave the cash, so we thought we'd be seated. But nope, there was a whole nother line. The Disneyland line continues. Finally, we were being walked to our table.
Started at the very furthest from the entrance part of the buffet.
The Asian cuisine section. At first, I was just like, okay, this is just Panda Express. Like all the same things. This is a Panda Express kind of a buffet, but you don't get to touch the food. But this is the fancy Caesar's Palace version. Or was it?
Duh.
First of all, we just gotta point out the elephant in the room. This is the most expensive buffet in Vegas. And you have to reach over one thing of food to get to the back thing of food. Like, I'm just picturing all these crusties on people's arms from being at the slot machine all day. Like, they just fisted someone. It grossed me out, but I was like, whatever, this is the vibe, I guess.
There was a section with like a bunch of dumpling containers. Lucas opened one and there was nothing really in it. So
Yeah.
we just moved on from that section.
It's like, okay, the most expensive buffet, but I guess everyone already ate it all.
I got a plate and this was like the poke sushi section.
Raw fish.
I loaded up with sushi because usually at a buffet I would be like, ew, I don't want to eat raw salmon at a buffet. But since it's $80, I'm gonna assume it's pretty premium.
Yeah, it all honestly looked so good. Do you think that actually is the pig head from that pig meat, or is that kind of a decoration that they just put next to all the pig meat?
Decoration.
I wonder.
I'm starting to fill up my plate a little too much, getting a little bit too excited.
Wait, we got 3 plates. I thought we went back after 2. We couldn't just sit down with the 2 plates. We needed a 3rd.
It turns out I got a whole plate of pizza too. And the very first thing we ate at this $80 buffet was a Bloody Mary deviled egg. It was stupid. That's all I gotta say about that.
My older sister makes a mean deviled egg, and this didn't compare.
Okay. We also got a nigiri. I loved it.
The salmon and tuna both hit. I think this was like a volcano roll or something. It was one of those rolls where there's all these crunchies and sauces on it, and it tasted just like a actual sushi restaurant roll. It wasn't downgraded from being on the buffet. If you just wanted sushi, you could easily rack up $80 worth of sushi. The standout from the Asian cuisine section were the Korean chicken wings. So good. I've had these at a ramen restaurant before, and the Korean barbecue sauce just really tingles my taste buds in the right way. The fried rice was good, nothing too special. And then I got these dynamite shrimp things because I think it's P.F. Chang's has this dynamite shrimp appetizer that is so good. And this wasn't as good as it, but
Didn't you bite into like a fried thing and there was nothing in it?
oh yeah, I got a crab rangoon. Or at least that's what I thought it was, but I bit into it and there wasn't any. It was literally just a fried thing with nothing inside. Maybe somebody went through the line and got a straw and sucked out the whole inside before I ate it.
I tried some noodles and I can't really comment about it because I forgot what they tasted like, but I think I liked them.
Yeah, they were glass noodles and they were good.
Then I dug into the pizza plate. Ooh la la. This one had some like arugula on top or something. I liked it. Actually, we're gonna stop talking about the pizza plate. All I gotta say is it was average pizza. Maybe above average a little bit. I don't really know how they could make the pizza better. I wouldn't go back to this buffet just for the pizza. That's all I gotta say.
I don't even think I tried one bite of the pizza because I just knew that it wasn't going to be worth it to take up room in my stomach.
You were way more woke than me.
Throughout the buffet, they had these create your own sections. I'm pretty sure before there was like an Asian soup counter, and now here's the pasta and risotto station. I should have had them make something weird, but I just had them make spicy vodka rigatoni, like the most boring thing ever, but it sounded good.
Then we got a few other like random things and we went back to the table. I just love buffets where they put everything on its own little mini plate because it feels less invasive. Like people aren't gonna be touching it because who would just touch one? Like if you're grabbing the plate, you're grabbing it to eat it. That's how I like my buffets, if it was a perfect world.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's definitely the way to go for upper echelon buffets. As you guys can imagine, both of us were starving. We were kind of stressed, like who's gonna be able to eat first, who has to film first. So we decided to just do rock, paper, scissors, shoot to see who got to eat first, and you ended up winning. Even though I'd already eaten what might be considered a full meal, I was trembling.
There was this little juice section of the buffet. They had oob horchata. Guys, it was like actually a liquid milkshake. It was so good.
Didn't it taste like cinnamon? It's like drinking cereal milk with like that Cinnamon Toast Crunch has been in.
It was cool how the buffet had stuff like this because I never really seen little like juices and drinks at a buffet, you know?
That's actually delicious.
We got these risotto balls. I never had a risotto ball until this buffet, but average.
Never again.
You boys sure ate them up. So I'm just confused because it looked like you guys like them. It's not embarrassing to like risotto balls.
Penne alla vodka was good. It was great.
When I tasted it, the thing that I thought was, I thought it was gonna be way better than this. It to me, it reminded me of something you could make at home.
No, I forgot what my actual thoughts were. I remember thinking this doesn't taste like penne alla vodka. I remember thinking, I know the chef is a professional, but like I think he added the wrong things back there. Because it didn't taste like penne vodka sauce.
Yeah, it didn't. From the times I've had it.
It was good though. That's a sad thing about buffets. It's like when you have like a dopamine addiction, you never actually enjoy the moment because you're thinking the next thing. Can't enjoy this because the next thing. Oh, I love this, but I'm not gonna eat too much because the next thing's gonna be even better. Like it's always about the next thing.
Something I was slowly realizing was nothing at a buffet's gonna be extraordinary because you're trying all these different foods first of all, and also how could they make apparently 250 plus menu items extraordinary? There's no way.
If you go to a buffet, you're gonna kind of leave unsatisfied. And you ate more than you've ever eaten in your life, but somehow it feels like you didn't eat enough.
I know, it's like the weirdest like juxtaposition.
I know, it's honestly scary. Here's a lamb gyro. I'm always hesitant when eating lamb because our mom makes lamb seem disgusting. Like one time our dad made lamb and you would have thought that he was cooking up a dead raccoon in the crock pot or something. But it actually was good. Also, I was kind of stressed eating this because I made up a thing in my head that I'm allergic to lamb. So I was kind of scared, like, am I gonna have an allergic reaction? Like, is there gonna be like a hospital nearby?
But you have no evidence for it?
No, I remember one time I did eat lamb and then an hour later I had a scratchy throat. So then I think, okay, next meetup my throat will probably close up. But luckily that didn't happen.
Then we got a little serving of crispy fried penis. Ha ha ha, it's actually crispy fried penis. I might be pronouncing that wrong. I probably am.
Penis.
Anyway, it's like this chickpea flour fried thing with some like cream stuff on top. It was tasty, but it didn't have enough flavor to be remembered in my brain.
I remember being disappointed because when you look at that little thing, you think, oh my God, it's gonna be filled with cheese, or like maybe it's a pumpkin pie. But it literally just is chickpeas. But I was just disappointed because the looks didn't match the taste.
We were going through this buffet in the most immature fashion. I remember us just being like, does it look cool? Let's get it. Does it look cool? Let's get it. If it looks gross, don't get it.
They had everything. Street tacos, churros, this hot dog thing.
Taco Bell on steroids.
No, I was excited.
They had multiple types of ceviche. We Googled what that meant. It means like a dish with raw fish or seafood. Never had it before. Then there was a big section with meat, steaks, and just like a bunch of meaty meats.
Oh, prime rib. and stuff. I'm assuming this is where most people get really excited because this is where you get the bang for your buck.
I think people justify going to this buffet because of the cuts of meat and the seafood, but we kind of like skimped on both of those.
That's literally what makes it cost so much.
But instead, we just load up on like mac and cheese, I guess.
I know, like the bottom of the barrel food, basically. Why did we get pinwheel mac and cheese?
It's dumb. Stupid. You can go first this time.
Thank you. I had to get myself a churro. It was great. I also got this other thing that I thought was another version of a churro, but it actually was just a fry type thing. It wasn't sweet at all. And the little Krabby Patty was good. It just tasted like, you know, any hamburger.
It didn't taste like a Krabby Patty.
No, but in this footage, it looks so good. I love how it's so small.
And I love how it literally looks perfect. The
I
sesame
know.
seeds are perfectly splattered on top.
Even if it just tasted like a regular burger, the presentation is great.
Can we just all admit, buffets are the most wasteful things ever. Now that we all have admitted that, we've all gone on one knee and said it to the Lord himself. We actually didn't eat any of the ceviche because, we both just didn't think it looked good.
So I don't know if you have video footage, but we don't know who got it. Whose idea was it?
It was getting to that point of the buffet where I actually was being more selective. I wasn't just getting everything. And then you said, oh, there's ceviche.
I actually remember now. I got it because I was so excited to watch you eat it. I know this is so close-minded and like uncultured, but just seeing this shell, I'm like, I'm not eating that for sure. But like, I was so excited to see you eat it, you know?
Well, I didn't eat it.
We should have offered it up to the girl next to us.
During this part of the buffet, she was eating crab legs and stuff. And I actually didn't even notice like that she was like munching down, but randomly she mentioned to us, guys, don't look at me. I'm being so messy right now.
I know she actually said, don't look at me. She said, I know this is so gross, but it's the only way you can eat crab. You got to pick at it and stuff. And then we were like, oh, it's fine. But then I felt bad. She actually said, I'm sorry. It's like she actually thought we were like really grossed out.
This pinwheel mac and cheese, no joke, was the worst part of the buffet. It was cold. It was just lacking everything that a human shouldn't lack.
It tasted really good, but yeah, why was it cold?
Maybe no one gets it except us.
Yeah.
Because we're special.
How long do they let something sit at the buffet? Like, if no one touched the macaroni, like, do they have to still replace it every 30 minutes to get a fresh batch? Or, like, how does that work?
I feel like they'd keep it out for like 2 hours even.
I'm pretty sure 2 hours is the limit where, like, bacteria starts to grow.
So maybe after 2 hours, they do a replacement. I tried this street dog, and this was a highlight of the buffet. I only had a bite of it, so it really shouldn't be a highlight, but it was good. Right now, in this moment, I would want a full-size street dog like that.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty rare thing at the buffet. Like, you usually would be like, oh, I wouldn't want a full thing of this. But, like, this one, actually, I would want as a full meal.
It was a Sonoran street dog. I'll have to keep in mind to, like, find another one of those soon.
I just went on Google Maps and typed in Sonoran street dog. It says there's no results in your area. We should have actually enjoyed that more.
I do want to have it be noted, because this is my first realization ever of realizing this, that the Bacchanal Buffet does have a few menu items that are actually not common in like the US. While looking at the buffet, there was a few things that I've never really seen before.
I'm pretty sure whoever the head chef is behind the Bacchanal Buffet is like very prestigious. Like if you saw like, why do you pick this dish? Why do you do this? Or maybe it actually would just be, I guess you copy Panda Express, then copy Pizza Hut.
No, wait. Okay, yeah, so while we were here, like I like knew like, okay, like this actually does have actual chefs behind it. Is there like stuff about this buffet that I don't know about that would actually make it like more legendary than I'm making it out to be?
I think probably, but like we said, I think it's just the whole idea and experience of buffet is always going to be a thing where you can never focus on anything. Like if I ate a whole Sonoran hot dog, then I'm not going to have room for the other iconic thing, you know?
Yeah.
So the whole thing is just
wasting food and having a bite of everything.
Mm-hmm. Here are some stadium fries. I'm pretty sure this was from the section of the buffet, like the South or Kansas City barbecue, because they also had just like wings. These were good. They're like a barbecue sauce type fry. But yeah, like I feel like I'd already eaten too many side dishes by that point.
I deeply wanted to try these fries, but I just couldn't get myself to do it. We've only been at this buffet probably for 40 minutes, which I guess it actually is a long time. I was just getting to a point where I actually didn't feel gross. Like I felt fine, but I just didn't want to keep eating. It didn't sound pleasant to me, but I was still open to guacking on the buffet and seeing what else it had to offer.
Because we hadn't even gotten to the most iconic part yet.
The seafood.
Crabs, lobster tails, oysters,
Shrimpies.
mussels.
Dolphin penis. We didn't get it though. Just joking. They didn't have that.
Why didn't they have dolphin?
If we're paying $80, they should have dolphin penis.
I know, literally.
We saw multiple people get plates of lobster crab legs, take an Instagram story with them, and throw them away. I'm just joking.
Can you imagine if it was that crazy?
So, as we touched on earlier, this buffet has a bunch of things. They had a charcuterie board section, a bunch of soups, salads, breads, and there was a mini vegan section. And there's probably a bunch more that I'm missing, but those parts stood out to me. Very first thing we tried from the seafood section was the shrimp. This was probably the worst thing to try, firstly, because it was weird. I've had shrimp like this before, and I like it, so I was excited to try this. But it didn't taste like how I was used to it tasting. It had this like smoked flavor that I've never tasted in shrimp before. So that just set me off from the beginning of this seafood plate.
I never tried the shrimp, but you made it sound so gross. Here's me with my lobster claw. I cracked open the claw, took a bite, and I feel like I'm just not a lobster person. It just isn't for me, but I wanted to try it since we were there, you know?
I didn't try any of the lobster because I wanted to save my stomach for the crab legs. So I used that little cracking thing and opened up the crab legs. I'm not familiar with this stuff, so I was kind of asking Lucas, like, what do I do? And then I just realized, like, oh, you just crack it, and then, like, there's meat in the inside.
Oh, yeah, I learned because I got the grand dinner one time at Red Lobster when I was, like, in middle school. You crack it, and then usually they have, like, a little fork you use, at least a Red Lobster, but they didn't give you a little fork
No,
here.
they didn't, so I was kind of mad about that.
But after finagling a little bit, you got a giant slab out.
And my first thought was, it tastes like chicken. I just don't know if I'm like one of these people that's like, I love crab legs.
Yeah, I feel like when you order crab at a restaurant, like, it's almost just because you want something fun to do. You crack them all open. You're always digging for more, and then you, like, suck the little ends and stuff. So it kind of is just, like, if you want to have more of, like, a activity.
But we also didn't get the butter. I think this was, like, dip it in butter.
I remember doing that at Red Lobster. That makes it so much better. There's just this weird feeling you get, like, when you eat all these different types of foods. Like, if you eat a bunch of one food, you feel gross. But if you eat a bunch of little parts of so much food, it's just, like, this weird feeling. It's almost like a mental feeling, too, where I feel like my brain's just clouded and I'm just like everything, my soul's been sucked out.
Every time I go to a buffet, I'm still gonna keep making these mistakes. It's like there's a bunch of songs about it. Like, I make the same mistake over and over.
And then one day you might go to a buffet and be like, it might be a whole different thing where you love it. Even if you hate something, just keep doing it over and over because you might one day love it.
With the $80 buffet, you do get hand wipes, which probably costed them like 2 cents each.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that is a nice perk. Like, I don't know if they give you a hand wipe at Pizza Ranch.
After you touch all that food and all those slimy juices from the crab, like, you would want to wash your hands, but you don't even need to do that. Just at the table, they have it for you. Was it a hot towel, though?
No, that wasn't.
It should have been a hot towel. If it's going to be a Vegas luxury 5-star experience, they should have had someone come in with a hot towel, and that should have been the vibe.
We've said many times throughout this video, we're over the buffet. Buffets are an odd experience. All of that was erased once I saw this dessert bar. It was a full, like, square of desserts. They had gelato. They had just, like, a bunch of cakes, brownies, and then they also, and then they had a bunch of, fruit, which, like, I wasn't in the mood for that, so.
And they actually had them all, like, very small, so you could get, like, multiple of things.
Why isn't everything at the buffet like this, where it's individually on a plate?
Oh, yeah.
I just love it, and I already said it earlier.
Pre-portioned.
Yeah. I just got a cup of mint chocolate chip gelato. There was honestly nothing special about the gelato, but I just love mint chocolate chip gelato. A+.
I have my eye on this cinnamon roll because I love myself a good cinnamon roll, but it has to be wet and moist and gooey. And that's exactly what this was. Every part of it was just ripping apart, drenched in this cinnamon drizzle. And underneath there was like this cream pudding or something coated with this little
Caesar
cream.
ejaculated in there.
I know. Went to the dessert bar thinking, I'm gonna eat one bite of something just to try it. I ate the whole thing. I couldn't stop.
You made it look so good that I did have a bite of it, and it was really good.
I know. Sometimes cinnamon rolls look so good, but then then there's this dry, gross thing, but this was so wet and good.
Lucas also got this strawberry shortcake thing, and he said, ew, it's not good after one bite. So then I was expecting, oh, like, what is it gonna be? And I actually munched it up. It was so good.
It literally was just white bread with strawberry stuff in the middle, but I thought it would be different for some reason. I just wanted to bring it to the table because it looks so cute.
Oh, yeah. This is a little fashion moment.
No, just look at it, throw it away. Just kidding.
Throughout this video, I'm more and more getting grossed out with buffets. Like, it makes me want to just bone them out.
Oh, yeah.
This buffet has a 90-minute limit. You get 90 minutes to enjoy the buffet. We got sat down at 4:30. It was about 5:40 right now. So we had 20 minutes left. I was just in this mood where I was like, let's stay till even 6:01 to see if they tell us to leave. While we were waiting, Lucas asked the waiter, do you guys have tea?
I just want to experience this, like get the full $80 worth. So I told him, get us some stuff. Okay, I just politely asked, do you guys have tea? And he said, of course. He brought it out in these little clear glasses, hot water, lemon.
Honey. It for sure that calms down your stomach and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, flat tummy tea. The clock struck 6:02 and nobody rushed to our table. I thought immediately someone was like, get up right now, late. But actually, the people next to us, the girl who was chowing down on seafood, they were still there too. So maybe 90 minutes, like that might be, if you're actually taking your time, and maybe it actually would take more than 90 minutes. But yeah, they didn't kick either of us out. So I feel like they wait till 2 hours. Next time I'll start with the crab legs.
Thank you, the Roman Empire and Vegas.